There you go. Welcome, everybody. This is the Historic Preservation Advisory Committee meeting, July 18th, 2022. We do have a quorum. I call this meeting to order. First order, we need to approve the minutes for the last meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
A motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second. All in favor of approving the minutes? Aye. No, all aye. So we go to the Historic Preservation booth at OTF September the 17th. We're going to have a booth at Old Timers Day.
This was added because there was interest last meeting of coming up with some different items to display in honor of the 50th anniversary. So we added this to see if y'all had any suggestions on what to put at the booth.
I know in years past, we have had a booth set up at Old Timers Day. A lot of the displays was stored in the upper part of the old Park and Rec building. The stands with the pictures on it, I don't know if it's still up there or not.
Yeah, we can definitely check. I know at one time we had a bunch of pictures up there. I'm not sure if that stuff is still up there.
It might be at the library now, but we will definitely look into that.
At one time, we had the white PVC pipe.
Yeah, a black stand with white PVC.
Uh-huh.
It had the black. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think one time AC was going to check into that, and he said he did not see anything, if I remember correctly, but that's been a while back.
Okay.
So if we
Before.
have a booth, if this committee has a booth at OTF, will you guys be able to staff that, or what's the plan moving forward with that?
I don't have a problem with it.
I can do it as well.
So we're
In
talking,
years past, we have had different people spend maybe an hour or 2 hours at a time, assigned people.
so we're interested in like a 10 by 10 tent. Would one do? Do we need more than that, or do we need a tent?
Well, it's if we're gonna put a display up, we probably need a bigger tent because, if it did come up a shower, I'm sure we wouldn't want the articles getting wet, so, if we're gonna put some kind of display up, I would think we need just about everything we had in the cover.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But we also need to find somebody, that's, I guess, within the board to follow through with this. We can't expect the Park and Rec to do all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, one of us needs to follow through with the park to make sure it's coming together or help get it together or something. I mean, we can't, I mean, I've been on the board for almost 10 years and we've never really done anything at all. We've showed up, sat here and done nothing. We've talked about the wood shack over there, but we've done nothing. I mean, so I'd like to start seeing us do something on this board besides showing up twice a year and sitting here wasting people's time if we're not going to put forth an effort to make this board legit in the city. I mean, we need to start doing something. And if this is a start, this is a start. But we need to do something. I mean, we're just wasting people's time twice a year to show up. And actually using city time and all of the above. So we need to go there.
I can volunteer if nobody else wants to do it.
Okay.
And I can help. I mean, if you need my number, I can help. I have a lot of free time, so.
It's all I've got, so I've got,
Yeah, we'll check into the tent. So the Park and Rec will take care of the tent, whether we have to rent one or not, because we don't have a tent big enough. All we have is 10 by 10, so you're gonna want something bigger than that, maybe a 20 by 20 or something.
Unless you got multiple 10 by 10s you can add together.
Well, then they're gonna leak in between.
Yeah, we do. We'd prefer, if we're gonna do it, just to get a bigger tent so everything's covered. We'll look and see what we have. we'll make sure we have everybody's email, because we will not meet again with you guys, until
Right, that's
after
what I'm saying.
OTF.
Yeah,
So we'll try to get everything, we'll look and see what we have as far as, the pictures. I know what Alderman Walter is talking about, because that was almost a yearly thing to display those.
and if y'all want to email me and I can come meet with y'all or whatever, and help start going through that.
Then you can keep us informed
Yeah,
about,
I'll reach out to the library and see what they have.
yeah. I went down to the library and went through all the pictures from past Old Timers festivals because I was looking for a picture in particular. There's years there's really good information. There's years there's not. Yeah, and I was asking at the other meeting about if there was somebody else that had pictures.
the other thing is would the library loan those out to us, and take that historical stuff away from the library to use?
Well, it would be better to digitally scan them all and put them somewhere. That way, everybody can have access to them versus taking them out of the library. Because once they go out of the library, who knows where they're going to go? But if it's digital copies, then it can go anywhere.
Yeah, we could even create a digital display if we had like some kind of monitor or something and have a
Well,
revolving pictures and.
All of that's all that's already been done. I don't know where in the last 2 years or 3 years it's gone, but from 2005 to 2018, we just about had a historic meeting just about every month. And then we had it set up on Old Timers Day, and then once a year we had a historic kind of a celebration.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
from 2000 to 2002, I can't tell you where the stuff was. But what I'm getting from the members and a lot of the people in Laverne, they kind of want more meetings. I think what I like to see between now and maybe Old Timers Day is maybe have one once a month. But we'll have a lot of stuff to be done if we're going to at least have a booth set up for Old Timers Day.
Or we can just commit for us four to meet or us five, and talk about it, either see if they'll let us do it here at City Hall or whatever, but us to meet and see what we've got and make a list of what we can do and what we can't do of getting this together before O-Timers. I don't want Park to go out of their way to get a big tent for us and we have nothing to put under it.
So,
Do we have to advertise that? Okay.
You mean if you would have to advertise a meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to advertise it, and then, if we're gonna do it next, we may have the beautification meeting next month. I think we have a meeting next month already scheduled.
I think Greenway is next month.
Not for us,
Yeah,
not for the historical board, no.
I think Greenway.
No, I think it's either Greenway or, there's a new board created, the beautification committee. So I'm pretty sure we already have one scheduled for next month behind the Park and Rec committee.
that'd be
Anytime we
best.
would
We'd
do
have
it.
it all the same day, then everybody can just do it one
Yeah.
evening,
But I think it has to be advertised for a certain length of time.
But I was talking about just us four. Even if it was just meeting somewhere,
Like
just
an offsite
us
committee
four,
meeting.
and going over what we've done and what we hadn't done and what else we need to get ready for it. Not actually a city meeting. Because they wouldn't have nothing to do with it. This would be just between us five.
Yeah, and we'll get a quote on a tent, and have them reserve it, but the closer we get, our department will reach out to you guys individually and see if that's something we're still gonna be able to move forward with, before they actually show up on site and put our tent up. They usually don't show up until Wednesday of the week of OTF, so I think that would give us enough time to see what kind of material we could round up.
Cool.
And another thing, I like to reach out to y'all members. Make a list of things that y'all want to look into to find. I know we got on the agenda research history of the city streets. It's a number of things that'd be important for history that, you know, we hadn't tapped into. And anything else on the booth, September 17th, any more discussion or ideas on it? I think we're just waiting to see, I'm taking what we can find.
Do we have any budget for like a giveaway or any kind of?
I don't think the historic preservation has ever had a budget that I know of.
No, we never have.
Anything, any of like the Greenway or any beautification, anything like allotted to that would come out of the parks budget.
Do we have any of those coins left for the 50th?
Yeah, those were given away here at City Hall, so Park and Rec wasn't involved in that, so I wouldn't have an answer for you there, sir.
I was gonna say, if we had some, maybe we could give out some.
That's one thing that I was wondering about. I've been here since 1992. I barely heard anything about the 50th anniversary this year. Just very little. I don't know if there's some way we can play that up for the Old Timers Day. It just seems like it's sort of quietly been done.
Well, the only thing you can do is basically post it on the pages on Facebook. I mean, that's the only way you can do it. And I mean, you just gotta keep reposting and reposting and reposting because it
Yeah,
just
you
gets
gotta
lost.
keep pushing it out there, and there may be, I'm not Facebook savvy, so I don't really know, but there may be a limit to how many times, like, the PIO here at the city can push the same subject matter out without changing it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Tony's right, that's about the only way you can really get good information out anymore is push it. If they push it at City Hall, then we kind of rely on everybody else to take that and share it also.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when I was on the senior citizen board and we needed food and stuff. I would post it on all of the walls, I mean, all the pages.
It just
And-
seems like if we had some signage or something saying, hey, we're having the 50th anniversary, we're doing this, you know, lead up some excitement to it, because there doesn't seem to be.
Well, they do some signage. I mean, it just all depends on where you are in the city. They put up signs at the Civic Center, they put up signs going to the park, and other places. They do put up signs. I don't know where you live or your travels in Laverne, but they do put up signs. It's just not a lot of them. I mean,
Yeah, I think the fire department, the old Civic Auditorium, over by Dunkin' Donut, you know, they put up, in front of City Hall, they put up banners for stuff.
City Hall is the only place, well, Dunkin' Donuts, I passed that, but City Hall, Dunkin' Donuts, I don't see it anywhere else. And I live behind Walmart, so I'm through the
Yeah.
middle of town all the time.
I know in 2005, when Smyrna had their 100th anniversary, they had it at the depot, and they buried a time capsule. You know, we could do like a time capsule thing. You know, that'd be more in depth, you know, be something, you know, it'd be costly because the city could dig the hole, but you'd have to have a time capsule and put stuff in there. You know, I know Smyrna done it in 2005 for the 100th. And that's something we can do.
but then you have to come up with a place to do it and make sure those kids dig it up and.
Well, the one they put up in Smyrna, I don't think nobody gonna dig that one up, because they put a concrete thing over it, you know.
Well, the city is doing a time capsule.
Yeah, I think there are plans to bury a time capsule. Not 100% sure of the location, you know, and kind of like Tony said, you kind of want to keep that location secret so nobody does come by and dig it up. And I think they were planning on burying it in August, maybe the latter part of August. All of that's been coordinated through City Hall too, so I don't know if our PIO is taking care of all those details, but I'm pretty sure they do have plans to bury a time capsule.
Anybody can go up at the depot and look at that one. You know, you ain't gonna dig that one up without a backhoe. And, you know, what come in my mind, the best place for it would be up there at Veterans Park, right there by, somewhere around the Veterans Wall. If you put one at City Hall, you know within the next 50 years, they gonna they're gonna probably have a new city hall. It needs to be at least at the library or over at Veterans Park.
Yeah, I know there were several locations talked about. Library was one of them. City Hall was one of them, but like you said, we weren't 100% sure that was gonna be here. Veterans Park, Library, we're pretty confident those are gonna hang
I
around.
think the library and around the Veterans Wall, I'm sure the next 50 years, 100 years probably would be here. But, I do have a lot of stuff, from 1972, from the original, incorporation of the city. Got a lot of, keychains and buttons and, stuff that I'd be happy to donate. And it's from 1972,
We should incorporate that into our booth.
yeah. Well, see, when I used to have from '05 to 18, I used to have we used to have the celebration, and, at one time, we had this room packed full of articles. And we had it one time at the Civic Auditorium, we had it one time down at the, multipurpose building. So, we got plenty of stuff. I just don't know where, in the last 2 or 3 years, where it's disappeared to. Well, I guess we'll move on to, research history of street names in Laverne.
I have sent out several requests on Hipple Verne and a couple of others, on Kathy Tyson's, page, asking for information about the history of street names in Laverne, and I do have a list of about 20 so far.
I probably could to tell you most of them.
I'd be happy to get with you and,
Give me that list, and I can probably just tell you off my head, the history of most of them.
that'd be good. I've already got it in the computer, so we can get started.
Anybody else have anything to add for the city streets? I guess the next meeting will be September the 19th, 2022 at 7 o'clock, unless we can get one between now and then. You might check with y'all's scheduling, and if, I think everybody at the board agrees, if we can get at least one more in, I think it would be agreeable. And we're up down to the board members' comments. Chuck,
I'm good, I think.
you good? Tony?
Thanks for showing up.
Rhonda?
I think if we can just put some momentum in getting this Old Timers Day booth going, I think it'll be good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
I think it's.
As long as we stay in touch and put effort into it.
Yeah. So everybody was on that text message today?
Yeah. We just need to put effort into it. Nothing gets done unless you put effort into it. So, but I'm not trying to hit on that point, but I've just been on this board for so long. I've been on it for 9, 10 years. And we've done nothing at all except for show up. And it gets kind of, who are we? I mean, if we're going to be on the board, we need to put forth effort to make it stand out and say, proud that we're on the historian board.
I think we all agree with that. I think we're all excited about it. And I think having more meetings and not spread them out so far, I think it will be good because.
Well, the thing is that was the thing. We were having more meetings. I was on the board, we was having them, I think, every other month or every 3 months. And like I said, we were doing nothing. So,
From 2005 to 2018, we was having them every month unless we might have missed a month or two there, but.
right, but we still wasn't doing anything. That's the point. We were not doing anything except for showing up and talking. But we need to put forth an effort of doing something other than showing up for a meeting.
Maybe we should have like either a yearly project or every 6 months have some kind of project that we're working towards and actively working on
Well,
doing those kinds of things.
The city starts having their events, you know, at the end of the year, well, in the middle, well, when summer hits, is when the park starts doing their, and they have tents up every event that we can show up and, you know, even if we could come off a little bit of money to hand out candy at Halloween or whatever, but they do have tents up several times a year that we can show up and represent and get other people involved in what we're doing. You know, 'cause there's other people that love Laverne just as much as I know I do. And hopefully, if we can get more people involved, you know, about helping us and helping us get money and stuff, because that's the only way we're going to get money is if we get it kind of give to us, you know. Or they buy something and give it to us for us to do things with, because we don't want to get into giving a city board money or that, because that gets into a lot of other stuff that we don't want to get into.
Is there some way that we could put up a donation box at the tents, or is that?
I don't think we can do it under, we can't do it under the city of Laverne. You can't do that. I do not believe, okay? I was on the Senior Citizens Board, and because we're with the city, I don't know if we can do that or not. That was something, that would be something we'd have to talk to somebody about, far as,
Is there somewhere that I could go to find the rules and regulations on getting donations for a committee?
I think the first thing probably is to check with Evan and see what the do's and
Evan,
don'ts
our
and
finance
legalities is.
I think, also, Phyllis would probably have
Yeah.
some information on that, if we
She-
could do that
She might, but I think that,
without,
I'd be safer though if we had Evan to give us a yay or nay on it. I think money's available, you know, it's enough business places in Laverne. I think donations could be done, but we need to do it legally. We don't need to be doing something, and then they say, well, you know, when you're doing a government body, it's different than if you're doing it yourself. But I'd be comfortable if Evan gave us the thumbs up on it first.
and I'm pretty sure if people donate, they want to know why we want the money. So we need to come up with things that we want to do with the money. And not just come up, hey, give us money. You know, and they're going to say, why? But come up with some ideas of what we can do with that money to make it look good for Laverne.
I think most people, if they know if it's for historic preservation, I think that's basically all you need to know. That's what are you gonna do with it? We're gonna, you know, promote the history of Laverne.
Yes.
That's what we,
Pay for signage, to invite people to the events, and to maybe do something to preserve, maybe buy some display cabinets that we actually display some of this stuff.
Right.
Instead of it being hidden away. I think there's lots of things that we could do, but we need to have, one, a place to house it, one, financially to be able to do those things, and three, create excitement around it. Because I think there's been a lot of people that have lived here many, many, many years. And like I said, I've moved here in '92, and the only things that I've really known about Laverne is things that I have searched out for myself. So that was one neat reason that I was interested in becoming in the Historical Preservation Committee, is because I wanted to know more.
yeah. And that excites me when young people and new people gets excited about history. I don't really think about it as much. You know, I kind of grew up around here and kind of come second nature. And all the people that I used to go to get information that I didn't know is done passed on. But it's one thing that we done since 2005 and 2018. We preserved a lot of that history and pictures and stuff that we hadn't have done in that period of time. It would have been lost and gone, because when the old people is passed on, a lot of times their pictures is thrown away. we had, I know, 3 books, full of pictures, all the way back in the 1800s. We had pictures of homes that's been long gone. We had,
I think they're in the library. I know that.
some of them is, but Miss Murphy down on Stone Road, she, and I'm sure she's still got some of them. She had tons of it.
But I think I heard she donated most of that to the library.
She did.
So they're at the library, so.
So, my comment is, I'm excited about this board. I'm glad it's moving forward, and, I'm glad that the other members is getting enthusiastic to do stuff. I'm ready to help do anything that y'all want to do. If I can add to it, I will, or it's a few people left that I know that knows a little bit. If I need to go to them, I'd be happy to do it on the streets, and you know, Lavergne's got a deep history, a lot of history is in Lavergne, and I'm excited about people interested in it. And with that being said, I call this meeting adjourned.